And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Shining Force 2. I'm your host, Nick Legato. And you got to see that Dow spell just annihilate that Queen Harpy. That always brings me joy. Watching Harpies get murdered like that brings me massive joy. This should help Jaha level up. There we go. Our goal, again, is everybody to level 13 if we can. A big if, but I think it's very likely that we can do that. Sheesh, half of them are probably halfway there anyway. Thanks to Zalbard being a moron. Peter's already there, so let's see if we can use Peter to draw out some enemies towards us here. Grunhold should be close as well. Bowie, I know, is not going to be close. And use him force. Points left. We don't, like, as usual, we don't really want to waste too much of our MP, of his MP. And so I'll only use Bolt 2 as we come to the end of battles, or if he has enough to use Bolt 2 and Degress. Some people like giving him the Bright Honey, but I really do believe that Slade gets the bigger benefit out of it, because he's constantly able to throw out his spells, and he's able to attack, which makes him pretty lethal, and he himself is going to get a strong Bolt spell. So that's my opinion. There's no reason why we should just give it only to Bowie, because I think Slade has more universal use for it. Other than Bowie becomes a more stronger magically offensive character, but if we find another Bright Honey in the game, which I don't think there are anymore, but if we happen to come across it, we may invest it. I might say we may invest it in Bowie, though I don't believe we'll find any more Bright Honeys. And one of the things we could have done too was give one Bright Honey to Bowie, the other to Slade, but I honestly don't think it's I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. And all we need is a mage to get up there that can reach that. Speak of the devil. May as well go all out, right? So here's Dial level 2. You notice it's costing a lot of MP, where he's using 15 MP to cast that spell. So that's why Kaizen makes the best sorcerer, because he has a huge amount of MP, and it's still growing. He'll reach probably he'll reach the question mark MP point before any other character will. Hands down. He's been defeated. Who's next here? Slade's up. Peter can weaken, or at least cause that Master Mage to waste MP. Master Monk. Oh, jeez. But as you can see, now we're starting to lose MP, our experience. We're not getting experience for the kills on these weaker, outdated enemies, such as the Knights, the Dark Knights, and the, pretty sure the, what are they, the Orc Lords. So, you know, we do want to make sure we progress here a little better than we have. Sarah's kind of far behind. No real success rate in sight. She's going to start falling behind because our characters are so strong physically that they're just not taking a lot of damage, and she's not getting she's not getting enough turns. Which is not a big deal right at this exact moment, but still is kind of it's kind of an issue now that May is almost dead. Incoming! Oh, well, that's not a big deal. Elric will just sit there in his bronze cannon device and laugh. And these, I don't know what the deal is with those guys way out in the boondocks there, but they never seem to be much of a threat, because they never seem to come after me. They come after you, but they never seem to catch up. Speaking of catching up, here's an old enemy. Isn't that a Dark Bishop? Kind of an outdated enemy as well, the Dark Bishop. They're not going to really cause much damage to us, so that's, you know, another awkward scenario is that when that comes up. Oh, what? I thought I equipped the... Whatever. Could have sworn I equipped the lance on him, but maybe I did change it so he could reach. Let's get him down here. Easy kill for Tyrion. Goodbye. Let's see. He's up. Followed by the Raging Kazin. I call him the Raging Kazin. Kill lots of stuff pretty well. He's good at killing. Now that he's a sorcerer. Now, if he would have stayed now, in my personal opinion, if he would have stayed a wizard, promoted himself to wizard, I still think he would be insignificant. I think his attack, his fire level 4 is nowhere near as strong as any of these sorcerer skills that he's getting. And because he gets such a high MP, the only saving grace is a risky saving grace. It's the Soul 2. And the Soul 2 is nice and all, but it's not reliable, and sorcerer spells are. And Tyrion has Bolt, and you know if he's learning Bolt 1, he's learning Bolt 2 at some point, followed maybe by Bolt 3 and 4, if we get him high enough in level. So that's my whole deal regarding Tyrion as one of the best mages. He's easily noticeable as he's easily defined as the best mage. Because he gets all 3 elemental spells, and he didn't even level fire first, he leveled ice, which is stronger than fire and has better reach. And the only benefit of fire is he uses it on undead, and undead can't take much hit from fire spells. So Tyrion is a great wizard compared to Kazin, but Kazin, now that he's a sorcerer, can compete just as easily. Kazin doesn't have the range of any of the wizard spells, but he has the output. He can easily do lots and lots and lots of damage, where other characters could not keep up. Where other wizards could not keep up, and we have yet to see any new wizards, but we will. I guarantee it. Peter's getting murdered. See if we can prevent that murder from taking place. You stupid harpy. Actually, Bowie needs to get involved in some fighting. He hasn't done much of anything. Let's go ahead and finish off this Harpy Queen here. Slade will just pretty much murder this Dark Bishop left and right. Actually, I think he's the only character whose face you can actually fully see in the fighting sprite. So, more neat trivia-like stuff for you. Oh my god, I keep forgetting about that spear. That's okay. It's not really hindering me now at this exact moment. Kaboom! Shakalaka. Bippity bop. Nice. Tyrion is up and still cannot reach anything. Neither can May, but that's okay. The terrain is who we can truly blame. Actually, no, we can't, because the terrain is not really hindering anybody. I do need Sarah to level up, though, once through healing and then another through fighting. So I will start using her in combat right about now. It's the only way she's going to get to 13 at this rate that we're moving here. Here comes trouble. Oh, look, it's a Harpy Queen in perfect range of my sorcerer. What we'll do is actually I'll use Peter to weaken her, and then Sarah can punch the crap out of her. 51 damage, jeez. Luckily, you know, too bad stuff won't survive that, and the Dark Soldier's pretty much all by himself, poor guy. Oh well, time for him to meet his maker. Oh, and I did it again, didn't I? Oh, come on. At least he's doing somewhat decent damage with it. If he was doing terrible damage with it, I'd be really pissed off, but I can't complain too much. The damage output is sufficient. And this isn't, like I said, this is not a really good leveling battle, even if we wanted to level characters, but we don't need to. We really don't. We do so much damage by ourselves. These guys do so much damage by themselves. As you can see, we're obviously ahead of the... Oh, jeez, the battle's over. Oh, he blocked it. Nice. Nice moves there. Dark Soldier thingamajig. Too bad it won't save you from my wrath. .33 experience there. I want Bowie to get the kill if he can. That ought to do it. Shazam! Yeah. Since he hasn't done much this battle, he may as well at least get the final kill. And thus the battle is won. We gotta get this jack off to Mound here. And we enter another battle. I heard about you from Geshp. He ordered me to take you out. Some of us out. You take some of us out. Kill them all. I don't know what the deal is with them using that blue monk, but whatever. So then we've got some new enemies. You saw one there, the Pegasus Knight. So we've got our first flying threat in a while, other than the, and I mean flying threat as in they can dish out some decent damage. So they should be slightly threatening. This is the Bowmaster here. He's going to hurt a lot too. Necromancers, who we saw earlier with freeze level 3 on their side, they're pretty lethal. And then we got this awkward flying knight here named Jaro. He's not as strong as the other Pegasus Knights either. But we'll see what that's all about in a minute. As you can see this battle. This is a very similar battle to the one we fought before. We got a few enemies on our left and a few on our right. We're also introducing the Cerberus, which I almost forgot about. Cerberuses, they're very much the replacement for the Wyverns in a way. Except they're not flying. They can scratch you, which really hurts, and they can breathe fire at you. Which, one of those things about Kiwi that I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons I hate Kiwi is he's vulnerable to magic attacks. You've got mages who can throw magic, you've got enemies with fire attacks causing 30-40 damage an attack. This is why he's obsolete. Unless you pump all of your stat boosting stuff into him. He may hit pretty hard, and yes, his fire attack's pretty decent through the midsection of the game, but by end game, the fire attack is actually pretty weak by end game, and he still can't take magic attacks. And we saw enemies, bosses like Zalbard, throwing out Bolt 2s as if it were nothing, and a Bolt 2 would probably kill Kiwi, and unbuff Kiwi, if not completely annihilate him, and he would get pretty much pulverized by that combination of... And then you got priests who are also throwing out spells like that too. So it's double whammy. I mean, you've got priests throwing out Blast 2 and 3 that would easily pick off Kiwi. I don't know why people vouch for Kiwi. He's not that good, and he's easily picked off by other enemies. Especially if you're not going to pick Karna up, because then you need a heal. What ends up happening is you have a designated healer for Kiwi, almost. Any little bit of damage he takes, you find yourself having to heal up just to keep him strong and unable to get murdered by mages. So as you can see, I'm not a big Kiwi fan, but I have good reason for it. It's not just like concentrated Kiwi hate. It's like I hate him because he looks like an idiot. I've tried using Kiwi on several occasions in these games, and I've never found him to actually be a godsend of a character. He's never actually been hugely successful in any party. He's been mediocre. He's easily surpassed by characters like Gernholt and Peter, who are characters who do not suffer from the bonuses, or who do not suffer from that kind of a given weakness. They don't, Gernholt doesn't have strength. He's kind of like Peter, but he doesn't have a given strength, but he doesn't have a given weakness either. The other benefit, though, that Kiwi does have is he's a quasi-flyer. He can fly over certain mountains and things like that, which is, it's okay. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not sitting there saying that's the save all that makes Kiwi great, because you do have flying enemies like Wyverns that breathe fire, so it's not like he's avoiding them either. So, or like the lesser demons with their Fire 3 spell would be devastating to Kiwi as well. So There is no safe haven for that character. I don't care what anyone says. He's maybe a defensive character at best, but he's constantly overshadowed by other characters' growths. I mean, even Elric's a better character than Kiwi is in a one-on-one battle, just because of and his defense starts as you get further in the game. He stops gaining defense bonuses. So even on top of that, he becomes even weaker, because now he's taking 8 hits in attack instead of 1. The whole point of him being in the party is that he only takes 1 damage. Even power leveling him from 40, level 40 unpromoted, and power leveling him, he still just doesn't hack it. He loses appeal. I personally find it weak. He loses appeal very much after the middle of the game. When enemies are breathing fire, that's about the time when you can't use him anymore. He's just easily gibbed by other enemies. Now that I've done bashing Kiwi, because, apparently I seem to do that a lot, and I know people are going to post on here, what do you say? That Kiwi's so freaking awesome. And it's like, yeah, but how often do you revive him at the end of battles? As you can see, I don't have to revive a lot of characters at the end of my battles, because they usually seem to do pretty well on their own. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yes! Okay, so let's keep moving. And I swear, some people, I don't know. A friend of mine just is in love with Kiwi. Kiwi's the lead fighter in my army. Good for you. The lead fighter in what? Fighting disease? You can no longer fight for the devils. Okay, so that's an interesting turn of events. We now have a Pegasus Knight, another character on our side. We actually finally outnumber the enemy. Oh, how we've been waiting for this opportunity. Sarcasm. Feel my sarcasm. Put Gernholt there. Though we already have a good Pegasus Knight. Not like I'm going to use Jaro, but since he's free... And look at that, he's catching up to Chester's HP anyway. Let's see... Let's go ahead and help Jaro out here. Because you don't want Jaro to die, though I don't think it really matters, but meh. See if we can use Peter as bait, as I always do. And here goes Jaro! Wow, he didn't do a lot of damage to that monk, that's for sure. We'll spend most of the battle actually fighting that monk. Tyrion can't reach anyone. Chester can, finally. Look at that, though. He's still got a lot of HP, though, over Eric, but again, or Rick. So he's stronger, Chester's probably argued to be strong. I would say Chester's stronger against mages, but he's definitely not stronger than Eric on average, because Eric just absorbs more damage. He soaks up damage better. So I think if you have to get rid of one of your Pegasus Knights, I'd have to say that you might want to get rid of Chester. You might want to get rid of Chester. Maybe, but I don't see myself getting rid of either of those Pegasus Knights, because I have one on the either of those knights. I have one on the brown. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So one of the things I can do, I'm probably gonna have a Pegasus Knight on the ground and one in the air. Pegasus Knight and then Paladin. Chances are May is leaving the party. She's not hacking it. She's just not hacking it. She's doing great, but you really only need one archer, because you have a mage, and you have two other mage characters who actually their defense is up there with hers, 46. Actually, 49. So even Kazin's defense is stronger than May's, as an example. Whereas Elric is at 60 in his defense. May is slowly starting to become obsolete here, because even Elric's attack is 75. She's at the same level at 71. May's losing her value. She really is very quickly, of all things, too. We'll let Slade throw some beatdown on this monk with Jaro here, forcing the Master Monk to constantly heal himself. So like I said, May's usefulness is starting to come to an end. Not to be mean or cruel, but, you know, it's just the way it is. I can't keep using a character that's just not hacking it. And we are going back at some point to get Karna. Which is my big thing. I want Karna in my party, even though she'll come in level 24 unpromoted. I want Karna in my party. That's how powerful Karna is. Which is interesting because we didn't need to get her when we got her when we did. Which is what I think is the most interesting aspect of that. They just kind of fart around and do their thing. And he's pretty much wasted all of his MP, which means now Jaro can fight him on his own. He can bring Slade back over. No reason to leave him over there. We're going to keep everybody kind of bunkered for the moment. As this battle should be almost over, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's bring Slade back over so he can actually get a healing done to him. That Master Monk is pretty harmless now because he cannot, because we've made it so that Master Monk cannot outlast Jaro. And if for some reason Jaro is in trouble, we can move things around and get him back over, get somebody back over there. Let's see here. Pegasus Knights, huge HP, bad defense. Huge HP, bad defense. Bad defense, whatever. There we go. Just something a little light for you. I need to see where she's at, experience-wise. Even better though, she needs to get a kill maybe. What's also interesting about Sarah though, is that she's been able to keep up, and she's not healing in return because of how strong our other guys have become. Let's see, Peter's up. Let's move Peter up high enough to get that Pegasus Knight to come play. Come play with us, Peggy! Let's see what range does to a Pegasus Knight. Not bad. Not bad at all. But, I don't know, Bowie just literally destroyed that sucker. There we go. Jaro should be able to finish that Master Monk off by himself. Unless he misses. Shake that off. Elric just shakes it off. He's like, oh look, you poked my armor. He's actually tanking up better than... He'll actually have really high defense by the time he's at, you know, level 20 promoted. May even have vastly high HP too for a archer. Something that we can consider. When it comes to the point where we need to pick, when we pick up Karna, we will figure out who's staying and who's going. So I'm not too concerned about it at this exact moment. Because it's all speculation until we actually get there. Make sure we can end the life of this Pegasus Knight. Goodbye. Should be getting a new upgrade soon to a spell, I would think. Tyrion gets spells very slowly, as you can see, but at least they're effective spells. Let's go ahead and get Chester up in the middle. Who else needs healing? Here comes a mage. Ah, crap. That's right, they have freeze 3. Second, I thought they might have had freeze 2. Ow, ow, ow. So we do want to be weary of that attack anyway. Get Slade on up in there. Hoo-yah! Well, at least he leveled. No new spell though, but Slade will get the new spell probably pretty soon. We can let what's his name finish that sucker off. We'll let Elric finish that Pegasus Knight. As you can see though, the Pegasus Knights are actually now starting to kind of hurt our characters here. They're actually even ganging up on Peter here, because they are doing significant damage to him, which will put a stop to that. We can pull Peter out of there if we need to. There we go. And Jaro will finish off the Master Monk, and he's AI. We're not controlling him, so we can't really control what Jaro does this battle, so we'll let him do whatever he wants. But usually he's a pretty good team player. I at least find him to be a pretty good team player. This will end that Pegasus Knight up top. Now we'll see what happens. What do they get for being level 13 on a Pegasus Knight? Full experience, which is good. Defense +2. His defense is still climbing dramatically. I don't think he's gotten a +1 on his defense growth since he's been a brass gunner. But I must admit, being a brass gunner was a good idea. Picking him to be a brass gunner anyway. Now we've got to pull Slade and Peter back, or they're going to be meeting their makers pretty soon here. We have to replace them with other caricatures, or we got to end the lives of the ones closest to us, and hopefully they survive. There's the level for Jaha. Jaha still seems kind of mediocre right now. Just wait. Just be patient. That'll change. He's actually, for a warrior, he's not doing too bad. The benefits that Jaha will have later on in battle is going to be, they're going to be small at first, but they'll grow. And one of his things is he grows a great defense. And one thing that has been consistent is that growth. Even when he was not promoted, his defense growth has still been pretty masterful. He's reliable. 67. His attack leaves something to be desired, but that's because he's pretty much on an older based weapon. He's basically on an older weapon. You know what, I was comparing Elric's attack to Maze, but he has the power ring on. So really it's 70 versus 71, so Elric still should be hitting 1 point less than everyone else. But still, he's devastating. His offense is still devastating with that defense. So regardless, with the Pimento ring, with the Pimento, running Pimento on Elric as a brass gunner, he's pretty much a force to be reckoned with. Pull Slade back here because he's kind of wounded. Let's get Gernholt up there to bring about the end to a Cerberus here. 50 experience points for the Cerberus. Nice. Alright. Pally time. It's peanut butter pally time. 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 Peanut butter pally time with a baseball bat. Y'all, peanut butter. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, that was retarded. Okay, so apparently the Necromancer is going to waste his time meleeing us, which, me personally, I don't care. I don't care if he wastes his time with that. We cannot reach Peter, though, with a healing spell, so we're going to have to heal Slade, which really he's the one who, well, nah, actually, whatever. He needs it. If we want to, we can put a Protect Ring on him instead of our Sorcerers, but that's debatable. It's really whatever you really think you would get the best benefit out of. I really don't think you would get the best benefit out of doing that, honestly. And Rick wore those pretty well. Let's pull Peter back. Far back. Gosh, who's still level 12? Well, Sarah I know still is, but there's not much I can do about that right now. Somebody's gonna die. Yep. Oh wow! Really, the Master Monk could have ended Chester with a blast attack, but oh well. Guess they're not all that smart. Let's insta-give this Necromancer here just to be on the safe side. Should be able to do it. Okay, that's right. It's a mage. Does less damage. Remember, he's got Apollo level 2 coming up as his next spell, possibly, or Titan. And Chester's down, but that's okay. He did his best. He gave it his all. Well, maybe not, but, well, regardless, he's dead. Hiya! But now we should probably get Bowie up in the fray. Especially and Tyrion as well. So let's get Tyrion the kill here. He's got lots of MP. Not as much as Kazin does, surprisingly, but so we can kind of go overkill and keep him away from that archer. Let's put the hit on the Bowmaster here. Work on the monk. There we go. We should be able to finish that sucker off. I know this is a little much overkill, but it'll work. See if we can get Sarah in there to do some melee as well against the Pegasus Knight, or at least the archer. You see Slade sneaking in for the Catan attack here, which is the best range attack he can do right now. Surprised he didn't do something with like Ninja Stars. That would have been awesome too. Alright, let's hold down here. Let's put not for attacking really, but let's put Elric in the way of Tyrion there. So if the archer wanted to, he could just walk around it. But look at that, even Jarro's starting to get kind of close. Who needs to be healed? Let's give it to Peter. No. I want to give it to Peter. There we go. Good. Detox to level 3. We barely use level 1. And actually the different levels of detox do different things, but it's not important. We're not going to be using it all that much anyway. Alright, Kazin's 14. He doesn't need to do much of anything. Let's let Slade get the kill here, or at least try to get it. Oh, fail. Oh well. Jaha needs to do some damage, so let's get him working on at least the Bowmaster. Tyrion, 28. He actually could kill. Yeah, may as well. We'll get more experience in the next battle anyway. May as well end this battle. That way the Bowmaster doesn't off anyone else, because that costs money, and I'm stingy. And he leveled. Nice. I'm Jarro from Gollum. Nice. I was waiting for the chance to escape from them. I can't stand their wicked ways. So this is the other, specialty. If you didn't find the Pegasus Wing in Pakalon, or you promoted prematurely, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so if you didn't find the Pegasus Wing in Pakalon, or you promoted all your knights to paladins without thinking twice, you're kind of stuck with Jarro as your only paladin. And in all due respect, paladins are great characters. They're very strong. They're probably one of the better, in my opinion. They're probably the best flying unit. Obviously the best weapon to flying unit. I think Jarro is even better in ways. No, that's not true. I could say he's actually better than Kiwi, and that's debatable. It depends on how much you level Kiwi up. If you just promoted straight at level 20, then no. Jarro will actually probably do more damage and have more health than Kiwi would. Jarro improves as he progresses, but out of all the knights, he's all of the characters that can be Pegasus Knights. This excludes Higgins. Higgins cannot be a Pegasus Knight because he's already promoted. But anyway, so out of the Pegasus Knights, though, he is definitely the worst Pegasus Knight, is Jarro. So it's up to you whether or not you want to use him or not. So on the next episode of Let's Play Shining Force 2, we go to Mound. Now that we have Freyjo, he can unlock this town here, which is known as Mound. So we'll see you in the next episode.